Alright, so today we're going to be replacing the CV axle on this Nissan Murano, tomato, potato. We're going to be doing the passenger side, so we're going to get into that. So the first thing we need to do is remove this tire. We have 5 lug nuts that are 21 millimeter. Remember, if you're going to break it loose with a breaker bar, do that before you jack up on the vehicle, and then you're going to want to jack up safely. Put a jack stand up under there before you continue working. So with the tire off, we can gain access to this cotter pin that we're going to bend up, pull out, and take this 32 millimeter axle nut off. We're going to go ahead and do that before we continue to move on. You will need a 14 millimeter socket, an extension to get that bolt there, and this one right there off. As you see right there, all you gotta do is just bend that cotter pin up, or cotter key. You can push it to the bottom, pull it right out, and now we can put the 32 millimeter axle nut socket on this nut and go ahead and take it off. Now that we have the axle nut off, we can continue with the camber bolts. You'll have a camber bolt here and a lower one right there. Let's get that light on. You see here and here. You'll need a 21 millimeter socket on one end, 21 millimeter wrench on the other. You can use wrenches on both, but I'm running an impact, so you also need a pair of pliers to pull this metal clip off of the brake hose right here. On these clips, you take your pliers, wiggle it like that, and pop it right out. Alright, so with your nuts off of the camber bolts, like so, and your bracket clip off your brake hose, you'll have your ABS sensor here. And this wire will slide in here, which you just pop it out, and then the other side will slide in there, you just pop it out. That way, when you go to pull these bolts out here, one camber bolt, two camber bolts. If you push in on the spindle assembly, it'll allow you to easily pop those bolts out. But now when you pull down a little bit, separate the spindle assembly from the strut, you won't be pulling on your wires or your brake hose. As you see here, we got the spindle assembly dropped down, got the CV axle head pulled over to the right hand side. These two bolts here are actually 16 millimeter, not 14. That one there, that one there. You get your long extension, 16 millimeter socket, break those loose. That way we can move on to the next. And if you grab on the CV axle here and here, and give it a little pull, she'll come right out. We do have a drain pan up under there just to make sure we catch any fluid. As we see here, we got her out. And right here, this boot was busted, leaking grease out, causing the CV axle to have excessive play and pop when turning to the right. And then as we see here, new CV axle's in. You might have to come from underneath to line up the axle shaft with the hole, but she'll slide right in. You don't have to beat on it. You don't have to try to jam it in. She'll go right in with no problem. You might have to move this right here a little bit and wiggle it, but she'll pop right in. Then it's just the reverse procedure. Get that on. You'll slide your CV axle here, do your spindle assembly, and then get back to bolting it up. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, especially if this video helped you out. Thanks for watching.